been wanting to get rich since I was 14 years old, but when I learned this one skill, I went from broke to having time, location, and financial freedom by just developing this one thing. And what that is high ticket sales. I'm gonna show you the exact 3-step framework to get you there in the next 30 days and making 10K per month. So what is this 3-step framework? The first thing you need to do is actually be able to land a role. And the way that most people go about this is dead wrong. Being in the space for now years, I've seen people try completely in a flawed way. So what they're doing, they're normally reaching out to people with hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. The thing is, these people have teams, they're never gonna see your messages. They've already got their setters, their closers, they're making millions. They don't need your help. But the people who do need your help are influencers who have about 2 to 10K followers on Instagram. And the first self-limiting belief and question and objection I always get at this is, oh, well, how am I gonna make any money if they've only got 2 to 10,000 followers? The thing we're gonna be doing is utilizing the meta ad library to find people who are running ads. See, being in this space, having my own business and seeing all these other influencers who are running ads, if you have 2 to 10,000 followers and you're running ads at a high spend, you are making so much money. I can go through a list of people off the top of my head who are making ridiculous money by running ads and they've only got a couple thousand followers. So I'm personally in a scaling with ads community. So I've seen how much these people are making firsthand. There was someone who went from, when I first saw him, 400 to 800 to 16, and now he's at 2,000. And I was just watching him over a couple months' time. And I actually helped him get placed with a setter, or I helped a setter get placed with him. And at the time, this was when he had about 1,200, he was making 80K in revenue. So this goes to hopefully shatter any self-limiting beliefs you have about working with a smaller creator, being that if they're running ads, they will be making a ton of money. And for you appointment setting, you will be making a lot as well. So that is it. You're gonna be utilizing the meta ad library to find creators who have about 2 to 10K followers who are currently running ads promoting their coaching or mentorship program. And then you're gonna send them a message. So this comes into step 2. Step 2 is gonna be, how do you actually land this role? So there's gonna be 2 main things you need to do. You need to reach out to them in a way that's professional and gets their attention. And then 2 is gonna be crushing the interview. So the first step is gonna be making sure that your Instagram profile can be taken serious. If you have a picture of you on your little profile picture looking silly with your friends, it's not just a very clear cut picture of you. Like for example, if you took me right here and used this, that would be perfect. You don't really need anything too crazy, and same thing goes for your pictures. You just need maybe 5 to 6 pictures of you looking like a professional who's doing things, showing that you are who you are, going to the beach, going to the gym, showing that you're a real person. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. In your bio, I'd recommend including setter or closer, whichever one you'd prefer to be, and that you've been in the high ticket sales space, you've helped some businesses scale through appointment setting or closing. Something along those lines will carry a lot of weight. And then if you also have proof of concept, like if you have done sales before, I would include that in one of your stories and have a sales story. This is going to be setting yourself up as an authority figure and someone they actually want to take serious. Beyond that, I have an actual outreach script that I'm going to put in the description below. This is going to allow you to say something that's very professional. Basically, what this script does is it has 3 parts to it. It has the first one, which is going to cover acknowledging who they are, what they're doing, and the impact they're making, showing that you believe in their mission. This is number 1 when it comes to every single influencer that I've gotten someone placed with. They always say, I want someone who believes in my mission. So that's the first thing you're addressing. The second thing is you're identifying who you are and how you can help them. And the third thing is going to be that you're willing to work for free. And the reason I put that in there is because the only people who I've had long-term relationships with growing on social media, doing Instagram and YouTube, have been people who wanted to deliver free value. They didn't come to me and say, I want to charge this, I want to do that. They said to me, I'll work for free to prove myself. And even if they just half delivered, the fact that they were willing to first do something for free and then ask for money later made me trust them so much more, and I liked them as a person. It got me in the door, or got them in the door with me. And then I ended up paying them for work anyways and building a long-term relationship. So just including that in there is very powerful, that it's just like, you don't want to try and negotiate some deal before you have any sort of leverage. So that's the 3-step part of the outreach script that's going to allow you to get your foot in the door. And now it comes down to actually crushing that interview. So when you want to go into that interview, all you want to do is focus on the business owner's needs and also highlight any relevant experience that you have. If you've done sales jobs, highlight those jobs, what you learned from them, how you grew and learned about sales. For example, when I went into interviews, I say, okay, so I had a career in life insurance. I learned this, that, and the other thing. The reason it didn't work for me was because of the chargebacks, dealing with the elderly client base. We didn't get to relate so much. Then I moved on to this role in the high ticket space, in the fitness industry. I really love doing the needs analysis, getting to know people, overcoming objections. I feel like those are my strong suits. When they ask you these questions, don't just start saying that at random, but if they're like, can you tell me about your sales experience? Tell them anything relevant. If you don't have any, you can say, I've been doing this program. I feel I would be a valuable add to your team. If there's any sort of test that you want to go through, if you want to ask me some questions, I'd be happy to prove to you that I know what I'm talking about and that I can deliver on my services. Doing something like that, just being very confident in the interview, and then always focusing on the business owner's needs, not about how you want to travel to Bali and work 2 hours a day. If you say that shit, you're not going to get the job. So that's pretty much the basis for actually landing the role. This is a very important step. And then third, it's going to come down to learning sales. So you need to be great at what you do if you want to make a ton of money at this. And that's just going to come down to actually getting experience, getting that first role, getting out there, iterating your work constantly. You'd be surprised how quickly you can learn if you review every single person that you appointment set, every single call that you go through. You take notes. The biggest thing that's going to help you though is working with a mentor, someone who you clearly can see is further ahead than you are and is better at what it is you're trying to do and learn. That's the best thing to do. I've personally invested over $30,000 in just the last 6 months into myself with mentors to further my knowledge, and it pays off every single time. So if you're someone who's serious about getting into high ticket sales and you want a mentor, I'd be honored to be your mentor. I got a Calendly form down below where you can book a call with me. I've also got a free school community if you want to check that out and just get some free value as well. It's completely optional though, it's up to you. If you want to pursue me as a mentor, I'm here to help you and make this whole process streamlined for you. But beyond that, just reading books, really diving into sales, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, anything you can do to absorb as much information as possible and apply it to the work that you're doing is going to help you in every way, shape, or form. Beyond that, you can also join some free school communities like mine, reach out to people in there, do some practice role plays, do things like that in order to actually get some somewhat experience that's somewhat applicable. Because the more you practice, the better you're going to get. But if you just think that you're going to kind of just show up one day, send some DMs, land a role, and then make $10,000, it's not like that. You really need to go all in on this. Think about school. School sends you to college for 4 years in order to get a shit-paying job anyway. That's brainless most of the time. This is a very high-income skill. You're going to need to take some time to develop it. So I'd recommend picking up some books right now, like The Psychology of Selling, The Little Red Book of Selling. These are two of my favorites that are going to put you miles ahead. Those two books got me so much further. Getting a mentor took me to the absolute next level. If you're serious about this, there's things that you can do to rapidly accelerate your development in sales and in communication that's going to ensure you're going to have success at this. So that's the last step, is going to be between just learning and absorbing as much information as possible. And if you're truly serious about this, getting a mentor. So those are the 3 steps that you need to do in order to have success with this and go from broke like I was to 10K a month in just 30 days. It's going to be doing all those 3 things tenaciously, going after it, not just half-assing it. Don't go into this with the mindset of like, I hope I can get a role. Let me send a DM today and one tomorrow. No, you need to create an action plan. You need to be doing it with discipline, sending 10 to 20 outreach messages per day, fixing your profile, getting everything done, learning sales. If you do this, you will succeed. This is what I've seen. The people who are serious, who who are committed, they always succeed. But if you're gonna half-ass it, that's where you're not gonna see that success. So go after it 100%. I'm wishing the best for you, that you're gonna succeed in high ticket sales using the advice that I gave you. Once again, if you want my help in this process, go ahead and book a call with me down below, or just join my school community if you want some free value. All right, I appreciate you watching this video. I hope I helped you along your journey. Have a great day, everyone.